Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the Ministry of Education and Partners COVID-19 Teaching by Radio program. The Ministry of Education and Partners COVID-19 Teaching by Radio program is a 30-minute radio intervention support program that is meant to provide continuous instruction to keep you academically engaged during this stay-at-home period, as well as preparing you, our 6th, 9th, and 12th graders for the pending Liberia Primary School Certificate Exam, Liberia Junior High School Certificate Exam, and West Africa Senior Secondary Certificate Exam when the time comes. Also, in addition to this academic support, the program is meant to provide psychosocial support for learners, teachers, and parents, and also tips on how you as parents and teachers can provide support to your students and children at home. Now, let's join our teacher for today's lesson.
Hello, fellow students, learners, and parents. For today's presentation, your presenter is J. Emmanuel Milton. This is Teaching by Radio for COVID-19, a program from the Ministry of Education. Our today's topic is from the social study category and is intended for grade 8 and grade 9 students. The topic for today is the geographical location of Liberia. Let me repeat this topic. Is the geographical location of Liberia. Upon completion of this topic, we will expect our learners to understand the geography and location of Liberia on the map of West Africa, to identify some physical features of Liberia, to discuss the contributions of natural resources in Liberia, and to appreciate the forest and the ecosystem of Liberia and identify ways to protect the ecosystem. As we begin, we would like for you to take a pen, a paper or notebook and follow us in this lecture series as you take note for your own consumption. We'll go through the lecture series slowly, and we want you to follow and listen carefully. Liberia is one of the nations located on the west coast of Africa. It is bordered on the west by the Republic of Sierra Leone, on the north by the Republic of Guinea, on the east by the Republic of Ivory Coast or La Côte d'Ivoire, and on the south by the Atlantic Ocean. Liberia has a land area of approximately 38,000 square miles and a coastal line that is about 350 miles long. Liberia has a land area of approximately 38,000 square miles and a coastal line that is about 350 miles long. Liberia has a tropical climate and very humid. What do we mean by tropical climate? A climate that is very hot year-round, or most part of the year. Liberia is very, very hot. It lies between 4 degrees 36 inches north of the equator. The constant mean temperature is around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. There are 2 seasons in Liberia. They are the rainy season, which starts from April and ends November, and the dry season, which starts November and ends April of the following year. The rainy season is heavy on the coast as compared to the interior. The rainy season is heavy on the coast as compared to the interior. Liberia, our country, has 3 topographical regions. What do we mean by topographical region? Our topographical region is how our landmark is structured from north to south, from east to west. That's the topographical region. We have three of those. First, the coastal region. The coastal region is between 10 and 50 miles wide and is filled with lagoons, beaches, mangrove swamps. Behind this coastal region is a rising of highland plain covering most of the country, and it ranging from 600 to 1,200 feet above sea level. Let us repeat. I said Liberia has three tropical regions. The coastal land or the coastal lowland lies between 10 to 50 miles wide. And those are areas that are covered by lagoon, beaches, the mangrove swamps, etc. And it lies behind this rises the highland or the high plain. We call them upcountry. They cover most of the country, and it ranges from 600 to 1,000 feet above sea level. This region is divided by rivers and several isolated rocky hills. We'll discuss those as we go through our topic for today. The third region is the continuation of the Guinea highlands on the northeastern coast of the country. The third region is the continuation of the Guinea highlands on the northeastern coast of the country. The highest peak is the Wotuvi Mountains in the west, and those mountain range will measure something like 4,724 feet. And the second highest peak is Mount Nimba in the north of Liberia, which is around 4,540 feet. Let me repeat. The highest peak, the highest mountain found in Liberia is called Wotuvi, and Wotuvi is located somewhere in the Lofa area and is about 4,700 feet. Next to Wotuvi is the Nimba Mount, which is the second highest peak. It's in the north of Liberia and is up to 4,540 feet. Now, the major mountains in Liberia are Mount Nimba in Nimba County, the Wologisi, which is part of the Wotuvi Mountain that I talked about earlier, is in Lofa County, the Putu or Jida Mountain in Grand Jida County, and the Bong Range is found in Bong County. But what are mountains? A mountain is a landmass that projects above its surroundings and is higher than a hill. Let me repeat this definition. A mountain is a landmass that projects above its surroundings and is higher than a hill. Due to the richness and economic values of these mountains and other natural resources found in Liberia, President William V.S. Tubman, through his open door policy, invited a lot of concessionaires to come to Liberia and invest into the Liberian economy. That's somewhere around the 1950s and 1960s. Because of the high mineral resources and mountain found in Liberia, and through his open door policy, President Tubman invited a lot of concessionaires to come to Liberia to invest. The major among those were, for example, the National Iron Ore Company. They operated in Bombing County. The Liberian American Swedish Mineral Company called LAMCO, they also operated in Nimba County. And the Bong Mining Company operated in Bong County. It was through these mining companies that two major railways or railroads, as you may call them, were built. You have one of the major railroads called the Yekepa to Buchanan Rail. Yekepa to Buchanan, that is from Yekepa to Buchanan City, there is a railroad that was built there by Lamco. And the other one is Bong Mines, from Bong Mines in Bong County to the Freeport of Monrovia. There are also major lakes found in Liberia. All of these things are some of the geographical features that we're talking about. There are two major lakes found in Liberia. They are Lake Piso in Grand Cape Mount County and Lake Shepherd in Maryland County. But what is a lake? A lake is a body of water surrounded by land. If you visited Grand Cape Mount County or Harper in Maryland County, you will see one of these two lakes, especially in Cape Mount. The lake found there is called Lake Piso, and the one in Harper, Maryland County is called Lake Shepherd. As I said, a lake is a body of water surrounded by land. Let's look at the rivers of Liberia. The major rivers of Liberia run down the slopes of these mountains that we'll talk about, and they are divided among the land and flow into the Atlantic Ocean. We told you about the topography of Liberia. The topography of Liberia shows that our land slopes from the north to the south. So most of the rivers we have in Liberia, if not all of them, slope from, or they run from the north to the south. Let's look at some of our major rivers. The first is St. John River. St. John River principally can be found in Grand Bassa County. Next is St. Paul River. St. Paul River is found in Macerado County. Next is the Kavala River. Kavala River is found in Maryland County. Next is Lofa River. Lofa River is found in Lofa County. Next is Mino River. The Mino River is found in Grand Cape Mount County. Next is Sestos River. The Sestos River is found in Riverside County. And of course, the last is called Sino River, which is also found in Sino County. For those of you who have traveled to Greenville City or traveled to Sestos City, you will have seen the Sestos River and the Sino River on your way to the southeast.
Coronavirus is spread via droplets. When the person coughs or sneezes, the droplets land on surfaces and are picked up on the hands of others and spread further. People catch the virus when they touch their infected hands to their mouth, nose, or eyes. It follows that the single most important thing you can do to protect yourself is keep your hands clean by washing them frequently with soap and water or hand sanitizer.
And as a result of the topography of Liberia, as I said, most of these rivers, if not all, run from the north to the south. That is, from the northern part of Liberia to the south where the Atlantic Ocean is. All of our rivers from the north flow to the Atlantic Ocean. In Liberia also, there are capes. And there are three principal capes in Liberia. They are Cape Palmas in Maryland County, where you also can find the Lake Shepherd. Or you can also find in Maryland the Kavala River. So Cape Palmas is in Maryland County. It's in the heart of the city Harper. 2, Cape Mesurado. Cape Mesurado Cape Mesurado is found in Mesurado County. Cape Mesurado is right here in Monrovia City. If you know Monrovia thoroughly, the Ducal Palace Hotel, that land going towards Mamba Point, rising above sea level, is called Cape Mesurado and is located in Mesurado County. The next cape is called Cape Mount, and Cape Mount is found in Grand Cape Mount County. Cape Mount is exactly where the city of Rawalsport is located. Now, what is a cape? We've been calling this word Cape Mount, Cape Palmas, Cape Mesurado. But what is a cape? A cape is a piece of land that rises slightly above sea level and stretches into the sea. Let me repeat. A cape is a piece of land that rises slightly above sea level and stretches into the sea. If you go to Harper City, you will see exactly what we are talking about. Or if you go up Ducal Hill, you will know you will see what we are talking about. If you ever went to Grand Cape Mount County or Rawalsport, you will see Cape Mount, and you will know that the land is rising slightly above sea level and is stretching into the sea, which is the Atlantic Ocean. Let us talk a little bit about our forest. Remember, we are on some of the geographical features found in Liberia. Liberia has the largest forest area in West Africa. Liberia has the largest forest area in West Africa. In order to save the forest for future generation, for research and other purposes, the government has set aside 2 forest areas for preservation. We have this forest area in Liberia, and as I said, we have the largest forest area in West Africa. The forest is good for you, it's good for me, and it's good for our future generation. But the government must protect the forest and all that it contains. So the government set aside 2 of the forest areas for preservation. That means to keep it, to protect it. And those 2 areas are the Sapo National Park. It's a major forest area found in southeast Liberia. It's in Sino County. Majority of it is in Sino County. And the next one is called the Golakone Forest, which is also found in Grand Cape Mount County. So there are 2 major forest reserves in Liberia. The Sapo National Park, or the Sapo Forest, which is now a national park, and is found in Sino County, and the Golakone Forest, which is found in Grand Cape Mount County. In these forest areas, the wildlife, I'm talking about the big animals, like antelopes, like deer, like elephant, chimpanzee, different species of monkeys are found in these forests, and they are protected. Therefore, if you find somebody killing wild animals in our forest, report it to the government. But know, first, there are 2 major forests or reserve forests in Liberia. The Sapo Forest, or the Sapo National Park, and the Golakone Forest. Those are not the only forest areas in Liberia, but those are the ones that government put aside, government preserving them, government reserve them for future generation, for research and other purposes. There are other forest areas. For example, there's a forest in Wee, found between Grand Jide, Nimba, and River Cess. There's also a forest in River Cess itself. There's a forest in Sino called the Bokon Forest. There's another forest in the upper part of Grand Jide, going towards the Ivory Coast, in the Kunambo area. And the forests are all over the country. Even in Grand Bassa County, they have a forest called the Gigbang Forest. But major among them, these 2 national forests that I'm talking about, the Sapo Forest, which is a national park, is found in Sino County, and the Golakone Forest, found in Grand Cape Mount County, are reserved and preserved by the government for future generation. Let us look at other resources found in Liberia. Our country is also rich in mineral resources. Mineral resources are those resources that are found underground. They are diamond, iron ore, gold, and also our soil, which is also rich for crop or food production. Our history says before the settlers, those who found Liberia, came here, the Portuguese in the 14th and 15th centuries came to what is known as the Green Coast. In the 14th and 15th centuries, the Portuguese also came to this area, and this area they gave it the name the Green Coast. They got attracted to the landmark, to the fertile soil, and the scenery of the beaches, the plateaus and hills near the coast, while in search of gold and ivory. You see, they brought with them agricultural materials such as cocoa, coffee, tea, and they took away cassava, palm oil, and palm kernels. That is how rich our country is. That would be a very good beginning of agricultural studies in Liberia. The Portuguese came to the Green Coast. They got attracted by the landmark, the fertile soil, and the way our beaches were looking, the flat land, which is the plateau land, our hills near the coast. While they were looking for ivory, and they were looking for gold. But they didn't come empty-handed. They brought with them some agricultural materials such as coffee, tea, cocoa, etc. And they took away cassava, palm oil, and palm kernels. Now, what is cassava? Cassava is that fiber of the palm found in the swamp. They cut the palm, they soak the palm branch into water, and they take the fiber from there, and that fiber is used for other purposes. For today, Liberia, we use the cassava as our outside broom. When you see the people using that outside broom, that thing they're using, that straw or that palm is called the cassava. As I was saying, the settlers, those who came and founded Liberia, between 1822 and 1838, they came to this soil. As we studied in our last class, when we were talking about the political subdivisions of Liberia, we told you that the settlers or the pioneers arrived here 1822, between 1822 and 1838, thereabout. And most of those people who came at that time were farmers. They also brought with them fruits such as breadfruit, guava, sugarcane, cotton, cashew nut, and planted them. The one cashew nut, don't get confused. Cashew nut is what we today call crusoe. We have some big crusoe trees in our areas. The children pick the crusoe fruit and they eat it. Sometimes they use it to mark their skin. They say they put in tattoo on themselves. So that crusoe is scientific name is called cashew nut. Due to the fertility of the Liberian soil, the richness of the Liberian soil, the goodness of the Liberian soil, these settlers found themselves settling near riverbanks, not only for traveling, but they wanted to make farm, they wanted to fish, and if possible, they wanted to mine. Our history tells us that in this effort, the Crusoeville Farmers Association, which was headed by Anthony Deville Gardner. Remember, Anthony Deville Gardner was president of Liberia between 1878 and 1883. And they established that organization called the Crusoeville Farmers Association. And those people were farming in sugarcane, they were planting cotton, and they were producing cane juice. and other materials that they could get from sugarcane. The fertile soil of Liberia supports the growth of coffee, cocoa, rice, cassava, mangoes, sugarcane, plantains and bananas, etc. Our soil is so rich that even anything you want to plant, it will grow well. In the 1920s, for example, the arrival of Firestone, you've been hearing about Firestone Tire and Rubber Company. They came here and they brought with them cash crop, rubber. And they introduced cash crop into the Liberian economy. The cash crop plantation of rubber and palm oil provided for the export products of Liberia in the past. And even in the present today, Firestone stay exporting latex and coagulated rubber out of Liberia. And you know we have some palm oil company here that are also producing palm oil and exporting out of Liberia. On the other hand, local farmers had practiced subsistence farming for many years. Before the coming of Firestone and many other farming companies, there are local farmers that are practicing subsistence farming. That is, you're using your cutlass, your hoe, your eyes, and your broadleaf, one little spot to grow your rice, to grow your cassava, to grow your pepper and what have you. So that subsistence farming can go beyond large land, 1 acre, 1.5 acre, 2 acres, sometimes 3 acres. Because a man, his wife, and his brother or his son helping to branch that farm. So our people were practicing that subsistence way of farming, from hand to mouth farming, and they continued with it until Firestone and other people came and started doing mechanized farming using machines. Geographical location and climate of Liberia play a major role in the farming system. Because we are on the west coast of Africa with a tropical climate and sufficient rainfall and sufficient sunshine, all of these support farming system in Liberia. Some of the crops cultivated included rice, plantain, edos, sugarcane, cassava, etc. Liberia needs large-scale mechanized farming for massive food production to feed its citizens and for export. Fellow listeners and students, let us remember as we study the geographic location of Liberia on a map of West Africa, let us remember that the soil or farming as a whole is a bank. Let us invest into the soil as Liberians. In our next lesson, we shall discuss in details the industries of Liberia. Thank you very much for listening to this topic, the geographic location of Liberia. And if you have any questions or inquiries relative to the broadcast, please text to 0886-573-114. Your presenter for today's lecture on this topic for grades 9 and 8 has been J. Emmanuel Milton. Thank you very much for listening.
Amen. Amen. Amen.